Hey, what's up? It's Annika and welcome back to my channel. Here with another finance related video. If you're new here, then welcome. I'm on my way to paying off over $229,000 in debt, and I'm sharing every step along the way with you with monthly budget videos, debt payoff updates, and everything in between. So in this video, I kind of wanted to talk about how visual aids can really help you stay motivated and kind of show you things that I've done to help me. I've paid off over $50,000 in debt so far, and it's been quite a whirlwind, and I kind of just want to talk about some things that really helped me stick to it and share everything with you. If you're not already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, because it helps me out so much. Okay, so what I've done is I mainly use my bullet journal, which is basically just a blank journal with little dots on the inside. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but they're like really light. Hence the name bullet journal, because there's little like bullets. I found that breaking up my debt into kind of different categories, whether it's like by credit card or auto loan, student loan kind of thing, I had it all. So, and if you've been following along up to this point, then thank you so much, and you've seen it. You've seen me go through it, and I appreciate you so much. So the first thing I want to kind of talk about is my credit card debt is using bar charts. So there are so many different ways that you can kind of track your debt. I know there are free templates all over Pinterest and Google. You can just go download these trackers, and those didn't really like work for me because those little boxes, they just like visually weren't doing it for me. So I decided to just create my own. And what I did, since I was paying my debt off in the snowball method, I lined all of my debts up smallest to largest, and these are just my credit cards. So I had 5 credit cards, line them up smallest balance to largest balance, and I kind of just eyeballed it. Like, this is literally, it is not exact or to scale at all. It was more of just being able to color something in every step of the way, which is why I like that, instead of having to reach like a certain amount and then to evenly spread out the boxes. Too much work. This was just way easier in my opinion. So I just chose some fun colors, and again, smallest to largest. They're not even to scale. I literally just eyeballed it, and you can see kind of the different little sections that I was coloring in. I used just basic Crayola markers, and yeah, it was really exciting whenever I would reach the top of one and then I would move on to the next one, and it kept me so motivated because I just really wanted to color in the next bar chart and keep it moving along. I also had this like big circle that I don't really know why I had that. I would just color that in as like a grand total of my credit card debt alone. I didn't even finish the circle, but I don't know, you can really just get creative with it. This is for you, and if those like cookie cutter templates don't quite work for you, because I know they didn't work for me, then literally just slap it onto a page. Smallest to largest is what I think is most aesthetically pleasing, and if you're paying off using the snowball method, then to me that just makes the most sense. But now I did also do one for my car loan. I just did one major bar chart kind of situation and just colored it in like sections, and I was like halfway, almost there, but I didn't really like this, and I just didn't end up redoing it because I just paid off my car back in February, and so I was almost done at that point, and I just was like, whatever. But something that I've seen like Asia Dang do, for example, she'll just create separate little boxes and just like little arrows, like, okay, I want one box to maybe be like one payment or something, and you just have all these boxes lined up, which is what I took inspiration for my gigantic student loan debt. So I actually did a full video on how I mapped out all of my student loan debt. So it was over $183,000 that I had to map out, and now I'm in like the 160-ish range. So I don't have many boxes colored in, which is kind of sad, but I think as I get more momentum, and now that I'm tackling additional money towards this debt alone, that things will go a little bit faster and I'll stay more motivated. But I'll go ahead and link that video up above too of like how I broke down all of my debt, and I just created all these boxes so it's nice and even and pretty, and it makes me excited to look at, like excited to pay off my debt, if that makes sense. So I think that makes kind of a big difference. Is you have to know your why you're paying off your debt, and you want to be excited to pay it off, because if you're not excited and you don't stay motivated, like you're not going to stick to it, and it'll just drag out the process even longer. I kind of equate it to like I'm crate training my puppy right now, and like you want your puppy to want to go into its own crate and like get trained that way. And so for me, I'm like tricking myself into like wanting to pay off debt, if that makes any sense at all. But I think the visual aids just kind of make a huge difference for me. So if things haven't really been working for you lately and you haven't been able to stay motivated and you somehow keep going over budget in places, then I would highly suggest using visual aids. I've seen some people do like rings, like paper rings, where you like connect them together and you just have like a big long chain of all these rings, and each ring represents a certain amount. So like once you pay off a certain amount, you take off the rings, and like slowly but surely you get less and less rings. So I think doing something like that, if you have something physical like a jar of like popsicle sticks or something, and you like move one over to an empty jar to show like how much you've paid off, then that would be great too. But even something as simple as like creating a chart in Excel, which might sound a little bit daunting if you are not familiar using technology at all. But if you're like not very creative, you're not very tech savvy, and you're like, I still want to be able to track my debt in a nice way, I would highly recommend getting just Google Sheets. Like, it's free. Google Sheets, plug in all of your debt and just create a chart from like smallest to largest, and like keep track of how much you've paid off. So that way it'll track it for you, and it'll create that chart all in one, so that you can still visually get that motivation and see how much progress you're making. And so let me know if you use any kind of visual aids to help you pay off debt. I was a huge proponent of like handwritten coloring boxes, because that just like made me so happy every time I got to color something in. And I think I might even break down this into even smaller sections on like the pages after it, just so that I can color something in every time I make a payment. Simple as that. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more finance and lifestyle types of videos. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.